Johanna brought up an amazing point about how, for whatever reason, a lot of male photographers only like shooting with female models, and female photographers usually only work with male models. It's very interesting.
Yeah, actually, I haven't. Of course, there is this little thing you can say. Okay, I can imagine why.
Sure.
Yeah, but I think it's real weird because what do you gain from just shooting women or just shooting men? And why is it men just want to shoot women?
Mm-hmm.
Some of them maybe post a picture of a guy like once a month, and then they just post women. And some photographers also, when they reach out, they send me a couple of pictures that they are inspired by and want to shoot me in. And it's like 9 out of 10 times it's lingerie and like almost nude pictures.
Wow.
And they ask it with a blink smiley on the on the end of the question, and then I just delete it because I'm not here to make those kind of connections. I want to be professional, and if you're trying to hit on me and get a photo shoot at the same time, it's not gonna work out.
It's never going to work. I mean, how are you going to telegraph your unprofessionalism? That's ridiculous.
No. So I'm just here to take great photos. I'm not here to be hit on, and I won't accept it.
It's true. And as you understand, there are a lot of people in the industry who are very passionate about their work.
Yes.
So you're kind of just wasting everyone's time when you go about it that way.
Yeah. And then there is a lot of photographers also that says, oh, you have a lot of pictures in lingerie, and they send some pictures, and I said, no, I'm not doing that. And they say, but yeah, I can see so many pictures in your profile with the same kind of theme maybe. Yeah. And I say, yes, I can do lingerie, but only with photographers that I trust and that I know. Because I don't know what someone I don't know are gonna post online, and I'm really, I have to be really careful with which photographers that I choose for my underwear photo shoots. So they can be really like pissed off with me saying no to them because I don't know them, but I don't care.
I mean, absolutely, because one of the things I learned from a dating model, let's say, is that you need to have a very intimate relationship with your photographer in a professional way. Like, you actually need to trust you and trust them, and they need to trust you.
Yeah.
So similar to even interviewing and podcasting that I discovered, and you see the same similarities with the music industry. You're not going to work with an artist or a producer that you don't trust, or you don't know who's going to guarantee a great result.
No. And as a tip, always have a contract with the photographer that they can't post anything you haven't seen or approved yet.
That's a great tip. Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. So no.
But that is a great tip, because unfortunately a lot of girls will, take the, let's say, attention to the head and be like, oh, you want to take photos of me? I feel so flattered, without actually thinking it all the way through and be like, okay, does this person actually, is he actually going to be inspired by the work he creates with me, or is he just inspired by something that is in line with the winky face, right?
Because I say that to the photographers that I trust, that going to a photographer is like going to a gynecologist.
Oh.
It's nothing they haven't seen before.
Right.
And if you're going to take a picture with an open shirt, no bra under, but covering your boobs, there's always going to be a nipple flash. And I don't want that with a photographer that is hitting on me. So, it's really important for me for them to be professional.
And out of curiosity, have you ever had any photo shoots with any female photographers yet?
No female photographers have ever reached out to me.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting because I've reached out to them. And,
really?
I love women, not in that way, but I love working with women, and I have no problem with it. But for some reason, they are not as interested in shooting me as the male photographers. And I really haven't figured out yet why, because if I were a photographer, I would love to shoot both women and men. And,
absolutely.
I think it's I don't know what it is. If it's jealousy or if it's, I have no idea what it is.
Because you would think they would want a versatile profile
Yeah.
and portfolio as well.
Yeah, exactly. Show that you can do anything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would have animals in there. I would have landscapes and architecture in there.
Yeah.
I would want a little bit of everything.
Yeah. But some photographers are just maybe an environment photographer. Environment, is that a wrong word?
Or landscape, I guess.
Landscape photographer. And they're really good at editing landscape, but they might suck at editing skin, and yeah, that's why they maybe just shoot models or just shoot landscape or just animals. But
or weddings.
Or weddings, yes. So I tried to pick just modeling photographers, but I mean there are no differences between editing men and editing women. So that thing I just can't understand. But I guess I'm new in the industry.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
maybe. And right before a photo shoot, do you ever get nervous? Do you get butterflies?
In the beginning, I would say like the first 3 weeks of January, yes, I got really nervous. But I'm like doing this thing in the car on my way to the photo shoot, or just start singing real loud to the music, and I say, I can do this,
And just
like
get
pump
relaxed.
myself
Absolutely,
up.
yeah.
I did it on the way to this interview too. I said like, okay, in this car, I'm just gonna speak English all the way to Stockholm.
Exactly.
Practice.
Yo.
Yeah.
And out of curiosity, how do you say model and photographer in Swedish?
Modell, fotograf. Almost the same. Modell, model. Photographer, photograph. Yeah.
And these photographers that you're working with, are they all Swedish?
No. I worked with one photographer. He comes from Spain.
Oh.
And also this Sunday I worked with a photographer from India. And I worked with a photographer from Britain. And yeah, maybe I can say so much more, but they always speak English, so sometimes I don't know where they're from. But yeah, a lot of English speaking photographers. Yeah.
Very cool. And have you noticed that your sales background actually helps you work with photographers?
Yes, of course. Because when I was in sales, you always do things that you aren't comfortable with, and doing things that you aren't comfortable with is what gonna make you more. What do you say? Confident and
comfortable, absolutely.
Yeah, confident and comfortable speaking to new people. And I think the main thing in life is about doing things that you are scared of doing to break that fear.
It's true. It's very.
And that's what I've been doing.
Absolutely, you're breaking through your comfort zone, which is awesome. That's how self-growth happens and progress, which is dope.
Yeah.
So because I know Johanna, and there's a lot of projects that are working in the background that we can't really actually talk about yet, but you should be on the lookout for her because there's a lot of exciting projects happening. And would you like to talk about, without giving away too much, because I know some things are contractually obligated, but just a little insight of what you have going on in the background.
Yeah, so what I can tell you is that I just yesterday actually signed with a production company.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. And this is because all of the free work I put into this was my goal with all this modeling thing, that I was gonna make this a job. Yeah, and yesterday I did. So they're actually gonna do a show reel on my modeling so we can send it out to companies, and maybe some commercials and photo shoots, music videos, and this one thing that I can't tell you about that is going to start next week that I'm really excited about. And I can just tell you to follow my Instagram, and some things are going down.
Very, very exciting stuff, though. So,
yeah, it's very exciting. Yeah, I told you, so you know what.
So I know, but you guys don't know. So
no.
And then, so my question for you would be, when all this happens so fast, what is that like to experience?
It's quite overwhelming. As I told you when I got here, I sat in the car on my way home from the meeting with the production company yesterday, and I was I was just laughing so hard, and then I just started crying. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Tears of joy.
Yes,
Absolutely.
I just started crying, and I was like, "Oh, thank you, God! I am so grateful for this." And because of my background, this is a big thing for me, and I'm really, really humble and grateful about it. And so many feelings that I can't even explain them. It's yeah, it's like I'm laughing and until I'm crying, and then I cry for real, like my mascara went down my cheeks.
Wow. So totally ugly
Yeah,
crying,
yeah.
right? So you also have a very cool background as well. You actually know how many languages again?
Yeah, I speak almost fluently Arabic.
Yalla yalla.
Yalla yalla.
Wait, am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yalla.
Yalla.
Yalla. Yeah. Yeah, you got it.
Yo.
Yeah. And then I know some Kurdish.
Ah.
Yeah, I didn't tell you.
Very cool.
And I speak some Spanish. And
Un poquito, you know.
Un poquito.
Yeah.
And also, of course, Swedish, English. Yeah.
I mean, I
And
feel like
some German.
oh, Dankesha. I feel like that's going to come in handy a lot when you start traveling abroad and working with different people. I feel like that's going to be very helpful. Scheduling conflicts, that's the life of models and actresses, right?
Yeah.
And actors.
Yeah.
And photographers. It's really anyone, right?
Yeah, you have to prioritize.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's certainly a priority with all due respect. So one of the things that we learn as being, in proximity to models is that you always have things going on. You always have plans. You always have a lot of things on your itinerary. Yeah. And apparently after this, you have another event to go to as well.
Yeah, I'm going to this networking mingle after work thing on Cafe Opera. Oh. And it's actually my first mingle since I began to modeling. So I'm going to go there, try to make some new connections, and just have a good time, enjoy the moment. So
absolutely.
It's really exciting.
And like I said, that sales background is going to really help you very well here, because you essentially have to sell yourself, really, right?
Yeah, it's
and not in that way, but just like in terms of personality, and be like, yeah, you should work with me because I'm awesome. Duh.
That's a big part of the job, actually, to be approachable, be kind,
and which you already are, as we can tell, like very, very welcoming, very humble, and just have an awesome energy about you, which is great.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you. You too, really. I just said to Josh that that the thing that made me feel most comfortable when I got here, that was that you were so inviting and relaxed and easy to talk to. So that's real helpful.
Well,
thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate you saying that. So once again, Johanna, thank you for joining us and making the trek out here in the snow and gracing us with your wonderful energy.
Actually, I think it's really that I am supposed to thank you, Josh, for contacting me and wanted me to come for an interview. I'm really excited. I was really excited this morning to come here. And thank you.
Oh, it's not a problem.
And thank you for listening.
Certainly my pleasure, and it was a lot of fun, and hopefully this will be the first of many interviews, not only for you, but if you do come to the States in May, could also link up again there.
Yes, I would love to. When are you going back?
I'm going back on Monday, actually.
Monday? Oh, it was a real short trip.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So this, came here to network with cool people like you and just grow.
Where are you based in?
In New Jersey. So about an hour and a half south of New York City.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can maybe drive there. No problem.
Yeah.
It's a big country, but we can drive.
San Francisco and LA, you're gonna love those areas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a road trip is never underestimated. A great road trip in America.
It's true.
Yeah, and I've never been there, so I'm really, really excited.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, definitely. I'll send you the link for Model Mayhem.
Yes.
And just create that profile, and then you can link it to your IG.
Yeah.
And I'm sure in a couple of months you'll probably have your own website as well, which would be even cooler.
I hope so. I hope so. Thank you so much for today, Josh.
Not a problem at all, and thank you for joining us as well.
Thank you. Yeah, this is fun.
So many people are going to want to work with you because of this.
You think?
Oh, I know so. Absolutely. Because you got to... Actually...
Sorry for eating you nuts.
We're good. I mean, that's why we're there.
Okay, great.
I mean, because usually with models, some of them have terrible reputations and others have great ones.
Mm-hmm.
So what, often shapes their trajectory is how they are on shoots. And you're already incredibly professional.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of girls, unfortunately, can be entitled and a bit of a spoiled brat.
Yeah, they're like floating up here, but I have my background, and as I said, I'm gonna be grateful to everyone that's gotten me wherever I'm going.
Absolutely.
You and the first photographer that got me into the studio, yeah, this small photographer actually, one photographer reached out to me. He had never shot a model before.
Oh.
And he asked me, he was really nervous, and he asked me if I wanted to become his first model. And he had not so many followers, maybe 200. And I said, yes, of course. I'm in the beginning of my career, you're in the beginning of yours, and we can help each other out. Yeah, so I didn't post the pictures on my Instagram, I posted on my personal Instagram, but I put some in my story, and it really helped him. And he is not nervous about shooting models anymore, so now he's out there shooting models.
All because of you, that's dope.
Yeah, I think it's important to help each other. Yeah, and not be up here. You have to be real humble about it and down to earth.
It's true.
Never forget where you came from.
That's key.
Mm-hmm.
Malmo.
Mama.
Yeah.